Hello, my loves. Sorry, I'm sorry. I was cleaning up my little area. How y'all doing? Hi. Yeah, I miss you guys. How have you guys been? I love that you're here. Thank you for being here. I'm honored. Am I the asshole for telling my sister that me not giving my child a vintage name doesn't mean she can't? What is a vintage name? Like Bartholomew and shit like that? Please don't be naming this baby no fucking Bartholomew. My sister, 33 female, and I, 29 female, are both expecting our first baby. My sister is super in love with vintage names and for about a decade has talked everyone's ear off about how much she wants to have babies with these names. I know her top 3 names for boys and girls are Edith, Martha, and Audrey for girls, Martha, and Alan, Harold, and Stanley for boys. Oh, Lord, Stanley. Let me stop. This is going to be somebody's kids. I am so sorry. If you have a child named... I'm sorry. That's rude. That is rude. No. I'm not sure which of these names my future niece or nephew will get, but I know these are my sister's top choices. My husband and I are not going for vintage or classic names. We chose Lyric, which is pretty modern and not super common. I think that's very pretty. I think Lyric is such like a soft girl name. Me, I'd have a gangster thug monster trying to name him Lyric. My sister doesn't know the name yet, but she's aware of some of the names that we chose. That we chose not to use. We chose not to use names that could be difficult to spell or say based on the spelling. She was upset that we didn't have any vintage names on our list. She made all these suggestions and I told her thanks, but we had a different type of name that we wanted. She asked why we didn't have the cousins match styles and said how cute it would be to have 2 little cousins with matching old people names. What the fuck? How you gonna tell me it would be so cute if cousins had matching names? Bitch, you want vintage names. I knew this dude that was 16 and his name was Walter and I just fucking could not. I was like, your mama didn't like you, huh? You're 16 and your name is Walter. Walter. Like, But I mean, if you think about it, all old people were once young people with these old ass names. So, food for thought. Okay. My sister had this idea of doing a photo shoot when the babies were born where we would dress them like grannies and grandpas. That's so cute. She said the old names would make everything so much more perfect. I stopped talking about it when she didn't take no for an answer. I got lists of vintage names, sent articles on how vintage names were in style right now. She got lists and sent articles. I ignored all of them. She even sent me Instagram and TikTok accounts where influencers have babies with these vintage names. And she's like, ooh, look, how cute. Doesn't this name sound sweet for your little baby? Doesn't the vintage name add to the cuteness? No, because I don't want to look at my newborn and go, I love you so much, Martha. I didn't engage or buy into any of it. Now my sister is crying and saying that I'm ruining this. And she commented that she can't use a vintage name for her baby because we're not. Your sister needs to get checked. Is this what they talk? Because what the fuck is wrong with you? I told her just because I'm not giving my daughter a vintage name doesn't mean that she can't use a vintage name for her baby. I pointed out that they're 2 separate people with different parents and they don't need to match. She cried that it won't be the same and why can't I see how dismissive my comment is? Am I the asshole? Absolutely not. And I think your best bet is not to go along with this shit because then your sister's going to end up obsessed with your child. That's fucking weird. That is fucking weird. This is like at first, like, okay, I understand. You know, you may want them to have similar names, but now she's doing the fucking most. You're ruining it. The fuck is it? What is it? What the fuck is it? I'm not ruining anything. I'm picking the name for the child that I am carrying right now. That's going to come out of my hoo-ha. The fuck am I ruining? This weird ass image you've put up in your mind, girlfriend? No, she need help. Does pregnancy cause things like that bitches would be like tripping? Like, Am I the asshole for not disclosing the fact that I'm adopted to my fiance's family? I don't think so. How is that any of their business? I need some Wawa. Wawa. I-27 male was adopted as an infant. I've always known, and my parents never hid this from me or made it something shameful. I never like to talk about it with others. It normally opens up a lot of questions about my biological or real, as some would call them, parents. Some people start talking about my parents like they're not really my parents. I had it happen a lot when I was younger and started school and told people my special story. So after we moved when I was 8, I stopped talking about it. I acted to others like my parents were my bio parents. That fucking sucks. That fucking sucks because I think adoption is so special. Your parents chose you. Like, if that doesn't make me feel like the love is there because you didn't have to. You chose to love me. I think it's beautiful. And it's so sad that people made it such a sad story and something he didn't want to talk about. I told my fiance when we started dating, but apart from her and some very close friends, I never talk about it with people. To me, it's not something that anyone else needs to know. This includes my fiance's family. My adopted status was revealed to my fiance's family during a recent vacation of theirs. I got a knock on the door from a PI who informed me my biological parents were interested in contact with me, and they overheard. They had a lot of questions, but primarily they were angry at me for 2 reasons. One, and most importantly for this post, because I didn't tell them. They didn't like being kept in the dark. This has nothing to do with you. I'm upset at you for not disclosing everything in your fucking life. This has absolutely nothing. You know what? Because I'm a smartass, I would literally make a list of every memory that I could think of in my life and sit them down and talk about it. This has nothing to fucking do with you. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, y'all. That pissed me off. It really pissed me off. They didn't like my fiance's response. Her response was, it isn't any of their business. Secondly, because I expressed to the PI, I am not interested in any contact with them. I asked him to pass this information on to my biological parents. My fiance's family had this very reaction. What? My fiance's family had the very reaction I try to avoid from people. They asked, how could I turn down the chance to know my real family? The primary criticism is that I didn't tell them. Gosh, punctuation is important, guys. The primary criticism is that I didn't tell them and let them find out the way they did. They said they could have had grandkids affected by this and I wouldn't tell them. Don't try to use that shit to emotionally blackmail and manipulate this man. Absolutely not. Well, what about our grandkids? You mean the fucking kids that aren't here? You mean the very grandchildren that do not exist? Oh, okay. My fiance reminded them it's none of their business, and she had them leave early when they refused to let the topic go. But her parents are still pissed at me. Am I the asshole? Absolutely not. This is none of their fucking business. None of their business. These are your parents. These are your biological people. Whether you want to deal with them or not, that's your choice and your choice only. Your fiance doesn't have the right to speak on this topic. This is your business, babe. Fuck them. Fuck them. They don't live in your house. You're not marrying them. You need to decide right now before you get married if you want to continue to deal with this shit and let your fiance know, I'm not going to be harassed by these people every time I come around them. I'm not. Like, this is ridiculous. It doesn't make a difference. These are people who are nosy as fuck and they thrive on butting into everyone else's life. How could you let us find out this way? If this would have been up to OP, you bitches would have never known. You would have never known. Watch when they have kids, the baby gonna have the sniffles and they gonna say that it's something biological that he needs to reach out to his parents in order for them to cure the fucking sniffles in the baby. Like, I cannot. People need to learn to mind their own fucking business. I can't. My 30 female husband's 32 male family has invited themselves over for Thanksgiving in September for Thanksgiving, and it's caused some drama. I'm not sure how to handle the situation. Tell them that we're not hosting Thanksgiving. Trigger warning, animal abuse. Can't nobody come to my fucking house for Thanksgiving. The fuck you mean? I feel like I've already made my opinion and we ain't even read the story yet. Hell no, they can't come. I, 30 female, married to Daniel, 32 male. We've been together for 10 years and we moved all over the country because of Daniel's military career. Daniel left the military this year and we bought a house in July. We're located in Arizona. Most of Daniel's family lives in Texas, but Daniel's sister, Rebecca, 30 female, just moved to California with her husband, Josh, 33 male. Since Rebecca and Josh are super close to us now, we all get along really well, we invited them over for the holidays with their newborn. So far, we know that they're coming over for Christmas and for Thanksgiving and possibly Christmas. Some information. Daniel has a sister, Rebecca, who I've already mentioned, and a brother, Nathan. Nathan is married to Rachel and they have 2 children, boys. Daniel's parents are both in the picture as well, Cindy and Robert. I don't know their ages. I don't get along with Rachel or Nathan, my husband's brother and sister-in-law. Long story short, I went to one of my nephew's birthday parties and it was outside in Rachel and Nathan's front yard. Who has a party in the front yard? A neighbor's dog came up to all the kids wagging its tail wanting to play. A very friendly dog. Everyone was petting this dog, myself included. Rachel walked out of the house, saw the dog playing with her kids and hit it multiple times in the face and yelled at it to get out of her yard. That's fucking ridiculous. And it's clear she knows this dog. She knows the dog is friendly because y'all seen the videos of me outside with the dog in my front yard. I was trying to feed him and politely ask him to leave. She hit the dog. She knows that the dog means no harm to anybody. She probably know whose dog it is. Like, are you kidding me? I hope Rachel don't think she coming for Thanksgiving because she can't come. It's not even my house, but she can't come. I'm an animal lover. And he says she can't fucking come. Are you done? You gonna let the mommies read? Okay. That's terrible. I'm an animal lover and I lost my shit. I told my husband that I needed to leave before I did something that I would regret. Rachel said that I caused a scene. Imagine running outside and attacking a dog and then blaming the person who doesn't want to be around that for causing a scene. Not only is she evil, she's fucking imagining shit as well. Nathan didn't seem to think his wife hitting a dog for no reason was a problem. Rachel went to every single family member of my husband's and said that I called her an evil bitch and she's a liar, which I didn't. I've heard from other people that Rachel has been cruel to other dogs. So yeah, ever since that day, I've refused to interact with Rachel. So that's why I don't care for those 2. We invited Rebecca and Josh over. Rebecca told Cindy, my husband's mom, that they're coming over to our house for Thanksgiving. Cindy says that her and Robert, my husband's dad, are going to come too, without asking me or my husband if that's okay. Well, Rebecca and Josh can't come over no more. You can't come over no more. Because of you, we got 37 other motherfuckers showing up for dinner that I'm not cooking, so you can't come over no more. Fine. My husband misses his parents. I'm willing to make it work. Then Rebecca informs me today that Rachel and Nathan have invited themselves over to our house as well, along with their 2 boys. No. Can't nobody, no. Rachel, you can't come to my house. No, hell no. First off, we just moved into this house, so we're not ready to host anybody yet. That's not what that says. We're not ready to host so many people yet. This ain't happening for 2 more months. We can deal with my husband's parents, but we can't handle 4 other people right now. Apparently, Nathan and Rachel have told our 2 nephews that seeing Uncle Daniel is their Christmas present this year, and they're super excited. Hear me out. Airbnb. Rachel, Nathan, they kids, Cindy, Robert, Rebecca, and Josh. Airbnb, and Uncle Danny can come and hang out with everybody. Because y'all can't come here. You can't fucking come here. I'm furious. I know my husband wants to see his family. He misses his nephews and his brother, and I think Rachel took advantage of that and invited herself over, knowing that I don't want her here. She's told her 2 children that Uncle Daniel wants to see them, and this is their Christmas present. She also claimed that we have to let them stay at our house because they can't afford a hotel room. Why are you traveling if you can't afford accommodations? Could you imagine someone inviting themselves to your house and then saying, you have to let us stay there because we can't afford to stay anywhere else? You know where the fuck you can't afford to stay? At home. Right the fuck at home where it's free. Right at home. Not one person bothered to ask us if it was okay to stay here. No one has called my husband or me about this. If they all show up on Thanksgiving Day, I'm worried about the safety of my 2 dogs. If Rachel starts anything with me, I will defend myself. If she hits one of my dog, I will do things to her that I cannot say on Reddit. Nah, girl, say it. Risk your account and say it, because I want to say it. I'll risk my account and say it. My husband should be able to see his family during the holidays, and I don't want to be the one to tell him no, but I also don't want Rachel here. Everyone but her would be fine. I don't know what to do. This was going to be a fun, small... Damn. I'm drooling. This was going to be a fun, small get-together that has turned into a nightmare. Please, I need advice on what to do. Tell your husband that Rachel punk ass ain't invited. Tell your husband to tell his sister that it is only mid-September. If you start saving your cans and bottles right now, pinching off the grocery money, y'all might be able to afford a hotel room. Or, hear me out, stay the fuck at home if you can't afford it, because you can't stay here. You can't stay here. I have dogs, and bitch, clearly you don't like dogs, and I don't like people who want to hit people dogs. So you can't come here. You can't come here. Am I the asshole for banning my 4 daughters from my wedding when I found out they plan to spill red wine on my future wife's wedding dress? Well, damn. I don't know. I need to read a story. First, I want to say, yeah, because that's fucked up. But... no, like on their part. Like, you're not wrong for banning them because that's fucked up. But I want to know why they feel so inclined to do some shit like this. Indies drive the mommies crazy. It's starting to bother me. Can we stop? Yeah, girl, it is. Just go and just take a break. I'm a father to 4 girls. Olivia, 19. Christine, 17. Eliza, 15. And Aria, my youngest, at 12. Their mom and I divorced 6 years ago. Now I'm getting married to my fiance, Daniela, soon. Daniela is the sweetest woman that I've ever met. She's caring, kind, and selfless. She loves my daughters a lot, but my daughters at first didn't accept her, and it's caused so much tension. Quite frankly, the girls at the beginning were outright aggressive towards her. They openly disliked her and fought against her in many ways, including saying offensive things to her, vandalizing some of her stuff. And there was so much struggle, I honestly didn't think there would be a solution for it. I even contemplated breaking up with Daniela because I didn't want her to get any more affected by what my daughters were doing. Suddenly, things shifted and my daughters had a change of heart. They made a collective decision to mend their relationship with Daniela. They became really nice and respectful towards her. The girls made a collective decision to mend their relationship with Daniela, and they became really nice and respectful towards her. It was strange, let me tell you, especially when my youngest daughter started clinging to Daniela and spending the most time with her. Notice that this change took place a couple of months ago. I immediately got engaged to Daniela and we decided to get married at the end of next month. Everything was going pretty well. I was busy with wedding arrangements and stuff. I got a text message from my ex-wife telling me that the girls were planning to spill red wine on Daniela's wedding dress at the wedding. I was shocked. I asked how true this was, and she said she heard them plan the whole thing. Moreover, my sister was in on it too and agreed to help them. I asked if she had any idea why, but she didn't respond. I was furious, also very disappointed, not knowing how I could even tell Daniela about it, when Daniela was currently helping them pick out dresses for the wedding and helping them pay for them as well. No, his ex-wife is, we give snaps for her because she didn't have to say anything. She could have kept it to herself and didn't say anything. Okay, let me see. Where was I? Because India's driving me crazy. It felt like an awful betrayal. I didn't know what to do, so I decided to ban them from coming. I confronted the four of them and they denied it at first. Then Eliza confessed but said that it was intended as a prank and that it was Christine's idea. Christine yelled at her and denied her involvement entirely. The girls started yelling at each other and then began crying when I told them they're not allowed at the wedding. Olivia said that I'd be ruining their relationship with Daniela if I didn't let them attend on the most important day of her life. Were you worried about ruining your relationship with her when you were going to spill wine on her dress? Were you worried about it then? You're going to ruin our relationship with her. No, you are going to ruin your relationship with her by spilling wine on her dress at her wedding. Like, what the fuck? Christine promised they won't do it and suggested that I don't tell Daniela and just let them come to preserve the relationship. I decided to consider it. Yesterday, my wife sent a voice message telling me the girls lied and they were still going to do it and warned me to be careful. This time I blew up, and I told them it was over. They were banned from the wedding and that it was non-negotiable. They tried to argue, deny, and beg, but I refused to hear it. I was feeling so angry and so much anger and hurt that... What? Oh, they went to stay with their aunt after I berated her on the phone and she denied it. I haven't told Daniela, but my side of the family knew and they opposed my decision, saying I'd turn this wedding into a joke if my girls are absent from it. So his whole side of the family knew that this was going to happen. He 100% needs to tell this woman that his entire family was plotting against her. She has the right to make the decision if she wants to continue this and be a part of this family where everyone was okay with her being humiliated on what was supposed to be the happiest day of her life. They're only worried about what it's going to look like for their side of the family. It's going to look terrible if the girls aren't there. But it wasn't going to be bad if you poured wine on my bride. Like, are you kidding me? She has the right to decide if she wants to marry into this family. He 100% needs to tell her. He needs to tell her because me, I'm not fun. No, get your fucking kids and your family under control. I don't want no part in this shit. No, because when I start doing shit, when I start pulling pranks and making jokes, everybody's feelings gonna be hurt. Hell no, I'm leaving. Fuck the wedding. You better hope not my debit card went down for none of this shit, because that's all up on you. I ain't paying for shit. This is fucking terrible. My father and mother said the girls are remorseful and they promised they won't do it, but I don't trust them after what happened. My parents demanded the girls be allowed to come and said it will negatively affect my relationship with the girls because they said the girls won't forget I stopped them from being a part of a special moment and day. No, that's not how that works. That's not how that works. Your girls are going to hate you because you didn't let them pour wine on your wife. That's what they meant to say. That's what they meant to fucking say. Those girls don't want their dad to be happy. These girls are too motherfucking old to want their dad to be with their mom 6 years after the fucking divorce is final. No. No. Clearly the relationship ain't all that bad because the ex-wife is reaching out to him to tell them that this shit is going down. So their relationship is not that fucking bad because she's reaching out to him to tell him these things. So whatever the fuck they're going through, they're too fucking old to be going through that. The oldest is 19. The youngest is 12. Old enough to know that what the fuck you're planning to do is not okay. What you're planning to do is not okay. Absolutely not. Fuck that. Let them be mad. Let them be mad because what they're not going to do is embarrass my bride on what's supposed to be the happiest day of her life. No. Am I the asshole for giving them another chance to attend after they lied? Nope. This one, I'm going strictly off the title, has to do with abortion ending. Damn, y'all just want to be asked. No, damn, people just trying to join him alive. Leave me alone. Has to deal with abortion. Strictly from the title. So I guess that's your trigger warning. If it bothers you, you don't have to stay. Completely understand. There it is. Am I the asshole for disciplining my daughter for exposing her bully's abortion? Absolutely not. It's not your business to tell. That's not something you just go around telling people. Since they were 11 years old, my daughter, 16, has been best friends with a girl that I'll call Sky. They both bonded over being rather quirky and overachieving girls. Throughout the years, my daughter stayed quirky while Sky matured quicker. She started wearing makeup, dating, going to parties, etc. Despite their differences, they still remained close until last year. Sky ended up getting pregnant with one of the popular girl's boyfriends. She ended the pregnancy, and my daughter accompanied her for support. A few days later, a rumor started spreading about it. Sky automatically assumed that it was my daughter for some reason and turned everyone in their friend group against her. After that, my daughter gained a reputation of being a snitch, who spreads rumors about her own best friends. Okay, if she didn't do it, then I understand why she would say something. Because, bitch, I didn't say anything, but if you want me to, I will. My daughter was miserable at school. She didn't have a single friend and would spend every lunchtime sulking by herself. That was me once upon a time. I tried going to the teachers, but they said that exclusion is not bullying and you can't force kids to be friends with someone. Sky recently found out the real culprit behind the rumor, the popular girl whose boyfriend that got Sky pregnant. My daughter tried to make things up with Sky now that the situation was all sorted. But Sky decided to continue scapegoating my daughter because she didn't want to stand up to the popular kids. And I stand corrected. What the fuck? I tried supporting my daughter, signing her up for therapy sessions, encouraging her to make new friends, and still regularly she would come home crying over Sky, saying that it's her fault that everyone at school hates her. A few days ago, Sky's parents made a social media post pretty much denouncing their daughter. Apparently, someone sent them an anonymous email giving them proof exposing their daughter's behavior, including ending her pregnancy, having several ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriends, being bisexual, and partaking in the devil's lettuce. Goddamn, Sky. I mean, she's a teenager. She's a 16-year-old girl. That's about it. I asked my daughter if she had anything to do with it. She admitted that she told Sky's parents, knowing full well how religious and conservative they are. She even bragged about how her actions resulted in Sky getting kicked out of the house, dropping out of school, and becoming homeless. I know that my daughter is hurting, but that's no excuse to put a child in that situation. I want to give her a punishment, grounding her, confiscating her phone, or deleting her social media and making her get a part-time job. Anything to teach her consequences of her actions. My husband thinks my reaction is too extreme. He said Sky ruined our daughter's social life and she was only getting payback. He told me that punishing our daughter would be teaching her to become a doormat who never stands up for herself. He said our daughter did nothing wrong exposing Sky's delinquent behavior and accused me of prioritizing a bully over our own child. Am I the asshole? I don't think you're the asshole for wanting to give her a punishment, but I definitely think you should think long and hard about the punishment because you need to make sure the punishment fits the crime. She just needs to understand, I understand why she did it. I completely understand why she did it. I really, really do. But she still has to understand that these things do have consequences. This is not okay, but don't punish her too harshly. I feel like a stern talking to should be enough. Maybe that's just my lack of parenting skills, but I feel like a stern talking to should be the only punishment that your daughter should get. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the punishment I think she deserves. Talk to her. Explain to her now, I get why you did it. Absolutely. I get why you did it. But let's not make a habit of doing that. Let's not make a habit of doing that. But I completely understand why. Because regardless of the reason, two wrongs don't make it right. It doesn't make it right. And your daughter is much better than that. We don't want her stooping down to other people's level to get back at them. Completely understood, because certain times call for certain things to happen. Completely understood. But just talk to her. Let her know, I don't think you're in trouble. I don't think, you're not in trouble. I just need you to understand like what it is exactly that you did. Like, not all punishments have to be extreme. I'm taking your phone, I'm deleting. Not all punishments have to be extreme for them to be considered a punishment. You know, like, I'm petty too. I am petty too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I said, I understand why. She's 16 years old. At 16, your social life is all you have. The opinions of your friends and the people you want to be around, that's all you've got. That is all you got. So I completely understand somebody that you considered your friend going against you and wanting to do something to get back at it. Absolutely. I do. I completely understand. It's like, all right, baby, I'm not upset at you for what you did. I'm not. Because when they go low, we go to hell. But let's not make a habit of doing that. Indy, what's her doing? I seen you scratching at something. Can you stop? Mommy is almost done. Literally minutes. Minutes. Uno momento, por favor. Okay? Okay. No, ma'am. Get down. I got like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Get down. You should have bite me. You want to work with your daddy tomorrow.